to That Horror Couple. I'm Kaylee.
I'm Rob.
And today we're doing a fun, super kind of cheesy horror film.
Is it Shudder exclusive?
It was backed by Shudder. It's on Shudder.
It's on Shudder.
Yeah, it's titled Dark Match. And it actually brings together two of our favorite things, wrestling and horror.
Starring Chris Jericho. Right away, I'm like, I gotta check this out. It's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
As laggy as that app is.
Yeah, we still enjoy it.
It doesn't rewind too well, but when they have good content,
they got good content.
we be reviewing.
Yeah. Let's get into it.
Dark Match.
A small-time wrestling company accepts a well-paying gig in a backwoods town only to learn too late that the community is run by a mysterious cult leader with devious plans for their match. Directed by Lowell Dean, starring Aisha Izza, Steven Ogg, Mo Aiden, Sarah Canning, and Chris Jericho.
Dark Match. What do we like? What do we dig? What are our positives? And by the way, that graphic you made that probably just flew by me.
Yeah.
Awesome job.
I like that one too.
Awesome job.
I think I'm going to change it. I'm going to put the zombies on there.
Okay.
So if you just saw it, it's probably the new zombie faces logo.
Yes, you know more than us at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Kick off our likes for Dark Match. I have to say, I really enjoyed our cast that we had. I saw a few surprise faces. We had Steven Ogg, who is Simon, right, from The Walking Dead.
Dead.
Yeah, he was a Negan co-conspirator partner for a while on there. Yeah. We also have Sarah Canning, who is Aunt Jenna, for you Vampire Diaries fans out there.
Do I look adult? As in respectfully parental?
Which is just probably me, but still.
Hello, brother.
And wrestling dudes and dudettes, we have Chris Jericho.
Yes.
You just made the list!
He has like all these nicknames.
He's the cult leader.
The Learning Tree, the Ocho. Another one on my like list is the way this movie started out. It started out like late 80s. The footage that we did see, it was very grainy, VHS style footage. It reminded me of like the old school days of wrestling that I grew up loving. So this was really cool. It had like an indie wrestling show vibe. So you got like the backstage, like locker room vibe of like an indie wrestling show. I think it's called SAW Wrestling.
It's like TNA or,
Exactly.
something like that.
No, even more indie.
I loved Misbehave, by the way, as our main final badass girl. She was awesome. I loved her.
Let's not forget Kate the Great.
Yeah, Kate the Great, which is Aunt Jenna, aka Sarah Canning. Yeah, she was cool too. But I really, really loved our final girl, our main character.
And the story actually winds up like, it's a struggling indie promotion. They're offered $50K to do like a house show out in the middle of nowhere. Promoters like, let's go do this. And of course, horror movie style fashion. Anytime you go off into the woods, stuff goes down. I never trust a dude, like a dude named Rusty, he has like ulterior motives. I was like, Rusty?
Yeah.
Eventually, like I said, typical horror movies fashion, the van breaks down, and then finally when they do get to the gig, it is in like an isolated place, but there's like a party going on.
Yeah.
So there's very like trippy scenes, like very like
psychedelic.
Like they're seeing things because they're drinking.
There's stuff in the drinks.
I thought the camera angles were cool. There's very like tilted camera angles, highs and lows camera angles. It's very like surreal and bizarre. I thought that was cool, and kind of like a pre-party before the big show.
Yeah, and it kind of puts you in their shoes, like like you said, the camera angles. You feel like you're the one that took a sip out of that drink. The way that they're moving around.
It also tripped me out a little bit how like when they got to this place, you remember like the other people there, like the other like promoters or whoever, they were like staring them down right away. I'm like, something's up here. Yeah. I said we like this cast. We also got the luchador guy. I really like.
I like him too.
We got all different kinds of like stereotypical wrestlers. So like if you're a wrestling fan, we have all different like
characters.
Each character is like a heel, a baby face.
Or they're based on like a wrestler from real life.
A luchador. We got these tag team wrestlers. It's like all this cool stuff.
This is the coolest thing I have ever seen.
Now let me ask you this though, with wrestling meets horror, how did you feel about how they did that in the wrestling scenes? Do you feel like they incorporated enough wrestling, enough horror, too much, too little?
Well, it was like a quick movie. It was like an hour and a half. So right away we got, in the beginning, like I said, we got the indie vibe of like, I'm at an indie show. But right when they made it to this other like middle of the woods indie show, it was like a Saw movie meets a wrestling match.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
You know what I mean? All of a sudden now I'm like, it's a wrestling match, but not really anymore.
But Jigsaw's
in
charge.
Even if you're not the biggest wrestling person, you could still dig this movie.
I think so too.
Because I feel like there's it's like Saw movie meets Rob Zombie style.
Yeah.
And I also liked how Jericho played a crazy good bad guy in this.
Cult leader.
He's an evil cult leader. It's called Dark Match because the term Dark Match means it's not a televised match. There shouldn't be any footage of this, but there is footage. footage being filmed because Jericho is making basically like, I'm gonna kill people on camera type thing. And I like how he set it up. He set it up kind of evil. We had an earth match, a fire match,
a water
match, kind of like a
all the elements,
like a tornado tag match with like no rules. Finally, the whole thing, the main event is like Jericho, the guy from Walking Dead,
Steven Ogg.
Yeah, we get Simon and Jericho from The Walking Dead in a steel cage at the end. It's super rad. It comes to like a good climax, like cool thing at the end.
It has a cool twist in it too. Like it's kind of like a House of the Devil kind of twist.
That's what I meant. The grainy backwoods footage is really cool.
It's like that movie House of the Devil, but with wrestling.
Dislikes of the film, like I don't want to spoil nothing, but like I said, we liked the cast. One of them didn't make it, and I was bummed.
We liked, so we were a little bummed. Yeah, that's gonna be a big
but,
dislike. It kind of ended a little out there, a little weird.
It's very out there and strange. I could say that's a dislike, but as long as you know what you're getting into, I think you'll have a good time. There won't be a dislike if you know what you're getting into. Made it, no, whoever didn't, I was kind of bummed, but it was cool how everything turned out.
How it all wrapped up.
For sure.
What are your final thoughts?
Final thoughts of the film. It's a cool Shudder film, man. You combine pro wrestling, you combine horror, you combine the simple yet sort of original idea. It's like
it works.
It's a common thing. Like let's go somewhere in the middle of the woods. That's been done all the time, but let's throw an indie wrestling into it.
It's really interesting.
That makes it original. That makes it interesting to me. You could, like you said in the beginning, we combined two cool things, and we had just like a fun, cool,
good time.
A fun, cool wrestling film starring Jericho and a bunch of other cool people.
Yeah.
You could check it out on Shudder.
Yeah, check it out on Shudder.
It's really cool. I say just have fun with it. Don't take the movie too seriously, and you'll have a great time. I give it a 7 out of 10.
I'm going to give it the same because I agree with you. I know you're the big wrestling fan, but I thought from what I know about wrestling and stuff that they did a really good job in this movie paying homage to the wrestling fans and to the horror fans and bringing it together because most of the time people like both, I assume. I think that, crossovers, there's a lot of crossovers with that.
If you don't like wrestling, you know what happens.
What happens?
You just made the list.
No. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 though. I would watch it again. I thought it was fun.
That is
dark,
rad. Jericho
weird, cool wrestling. Yeah.
Jericho got fans to cheer a pen and a piece of paper.
Yeah, he's good at working the crowd, I think. So yeah, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. We definitely recommend you check it out. It is on Shudder. And I think I already mentioned this, but I wanted to mention it again. I really loved our lead, our main character, Miss Behave. She did an awesome job and she was a great final girl and I would love to see her in more horror films.
And she was kind of the main character, which in a way they kind of like paid big tribute to female lady wrestling. Yeah. Which I thought was awesome.
Lady wrestling heels at that.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so
see, I knew that word.
Because seriously, especially in the last like 10 years, women's wrestling has been kicking ass.
Yeah.
Main eventing, stealing the show from the guys.
Make sure you guys are liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. We have a Spread Shop shirt store. Check that out. Once again, I'm Kaylee.
I'm Rob.
And we hope you guys have an awesome day, and we will see you guys soon.
Peace.
Oh yeah. That horror couple. It's us. That horror couple. That horror couple. And they talk about horror.
Like and subscribe.